Sugar is one of the trickiest drugs of today, and most dangerous because, one, it has a lot of comorbidities associated with it. It's a hotbed of diseases, and once you hit the obesity and diabetes track, any other disease gets complicated for you. And second, because it's very, very easily available. Everybody, I mean, sugar is absolutely everywhere, and we don't have any fear in giving sugar to our children, to our parents, absolutely anyone. And third, that sugar is addictive. Sugar has been, I mean, research shows that sugar attaches to the opioid receptors, which is the reward center in the brain, which makes it physiologically difficult for you to get off sugar. And I personally have struggled with sugar for most part of my life, and thankfully going vegan helped because, a lot of the desserts got wiped out because of the ghee and the butter. But sugar is addictive naturally, and food companies recognize that, and which is why it becomes very challenging to get sugar off your table, because sugar sneaks in to different foods that you eat, foods that you don't even imagine should be having sugar. Which is why at Wildermart we've taken a very, very responsible stance on sugar on our shelves. We do a bunch of things that helps reduce your consumption of sugar, because we understand that you will not be able to even understand and recognize the complications of sugar that exist, right? So what are the things that we do to kind of help you with sugar on our store? Number one, we recognize sugar, and that's the toughest part, because sugar comes in many, many different names. You might recognize it as sugar on the label, you might recognize high corn fructose syrup, you might recognize maltodextrin, but there is a bunch of names. Like our system today recognizes about 40 to 50 names of sugar and 50 to 60 names of sweeteners, and it is not humanly possible to remember or know those names or even be able to identify them on the labels. So we start with first recognizing those names on the labels. The second thing that we do is that we refuse certain forms of sugar on the shelf. So we refuse high corn fructose syrup. We refuse aspartame, which was recently discovered to be cancerous. We refuse sucralose. We are also still learning and researching which other forms of sugar are dangerous, are very dangerous, and should be removed from your labels. The third thing that we do is that if the first ingredient of your product is sugar, then we do not list that product. So a lot of desserts we found, a lot of cake mixes, a lot of chocolates where we found sugar was the first ingredient, we've taken that off the shelves. Fourth thing that we do is we recognize and we categorize foods as high sugar. Now, the way we do it is based on the FSSAI guidelines. FSSAI has told us, what is high sugar for food and what is high sugar for liquids. And therefore, we recognize that on our system, and we tag a product as high sugar in case it does have high sugar, so that you can shop more informed. Number 5, we look for sugar alternatives very actively. We are curating for that. So we have yakan syrup, we have date syrup, we have date sugar, coconut sugar, stuff that you can eat, which is a healthier alternative to sugar. And of course, we can get into debates about what is healthier than sugar, but at least these guys have more nutrients in them, right? The calorie count of sugar is not going to change. Sucrose is a molecule which will be the same across different products, and the calorie count is not going to change. However, the kind of nutrition that you can get from your product can differ. And then finally, what we've done for this new year is that we've launched a goal called Eat Less Sugar. Now, what we've done is we've categorized a certain type of products in Eat Less Sugar, which can help you start on and stay on this path of, reducing sugar in your diet. So what have we put in that collection? One is no added sugar, foods which don't have sugar at all right now. And this is tricky because, a lot of snacks like your khatta meetha bhujia could also have sugar in it. So hence, a lot of savory items also probably get categorized here. We're kind of getting better with that. The second thing we recognize is low sugar. Any product which has less than 5% of your required daily value in terms of sugar, we allow that. Third, we take off any refined sugar from this collection. So anything which has refined sugar will be off this collection. Fourth thing that we do is unrefined sugar. We look for products which have, palm sugar, jaggery, and those kind of things. We also look for naturally sweetened products, which means products which have dates and yacon and maple and agave and those kind of sweeteners. And the last bit is that we also allow for artificial sweeteners in this right now, because now artificial sweeteners by themselves can be another video and another debate, because they trigger the feeling of sugar on your palate, but they don't have the calories in it. Now, that's not all good, because what it does is it passes through your digestive system and goes and attacks your gut microbiome altogether, again, like sugar does. And hence, it's not the best. But then, what we are trying to do here by making this collection is to put you on a better path with sugar. Is it the best thing that we want to create today? No, we are 70% there, 70% what we want to create. But is it a great start? It is a fabulous start, because today you cannot recognize sugar. There is no other system that will tell you whether the product has unrefined sugar or refined sugar or a sweetener or not. So it's a great starting point. So if you are looking to cut out your sugar, you should most definitely start with this collection. And over time, we will get better with this, because our responsibility, like I said, is to you as a consumer. And we are constantly trying to find better labels for you, and not manually. We're writing algorithms for this. So if you're looking to cut out your sugar, start with Wildermart, because we are honestly trying to cut out sugar on our shelves. So if there's no sugar on our shelves, that can't land in your kitchen and hence not in your system. So get started with our Eat Less Sugar collection in case you're looking to cut out sugar. And I hope you are, because sugar is the new drug.